Everyone loves to save money.
And we're here to help you play the best games at the lowest possible price. Hi, I'm Marky.
And I'm Freddy, and today we got great deals for Nintendo Switch, so let's get started.
We're going to kickstart our deals with Best Buy, and there's two titles in the Zelda series that actually have gone down to a pretty low price. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is going down to $29.99, and Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD is going at $34.99. These are really good deals. Hyrule Warriors being not a retelling, it's more of like a alternate timeline of the story that was told in Breath of the Wild, rather than 100 years that happened before it. But it's a Warriors game, of course, so it's a lot of enemies. But what's really great about these ones, aside from the traditional Dynasty Warriors, is the fact that you just get to incorporate a lot of the Breath of the Wild things, a lot of those little runes, and a lot of the different ways that make Breath of the Wild fun. It's incorporated very well into this game. So if you're looking for something just more crazy action, while still getting that kind of puzzle solving, very light, from Breath of the Wild, it's definitely great. There's even extra DLC if you want to grab it, since you're saving money. And of course, Skyward Sword HD, a full a remaster of Skyward Sword that was available on the Wii, allowing you to use traditional controls instead of motion controls for when it was back in the day, messing around with the Wii remote. You've got some options here. The game actually looks very good, even when it did back in the day. Giving it this sharper, clear look just makes it all the better. While I haven't personally played it myself, there's been a lot of attention when it comes to this remake, or I keep saying remake, remaster. If you missed out on it, being one of those like Wii games that you just were to jump on, or we're not a big fan of the motion controls, this is a great way to get it. And despite it being full price, it was a bit hefty. Half off or close to half off is a great deal to take advantage of, I would say. So much so that apparently I'm losing track of my words. With Gamestop, we've got Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga at $41.99. This is one of my current addictions right now because of one thing that Lego games pride themselves on. It's a lot of characters to play as, and Lego games being very accessible from the get-go and having access to all 9 of the films told in a obviously tongue-in-cheek humor way is a lot of fun and just a lot of planets to go to. The free play mode is especially big. Just taking any character you want and running around finding secrets, puzzles, collectibles, using whatever character you want. It's fantastic and very well put together. It looks fantastic, actually. You'd think a lot of it being made out of Legos would, I guess, detract from the visual style. It's very well put together. They're very particular about what they want to use Legos to set the scenery, and when just using the regular scenery from the movies. So it actually works together very well, and it helps you tell what's able to be messed with and what's not, just for your own sake. But it's fantastic. I got it at full price. And getting it used at $41.99 is a big get anyway. It's a fairly recent title, so if anybody's been eyeballing it, it's a chance to do it.
$41.99 is definitely the lowest we have seen for this game, but here's a couple things you can do at GameStop to make the deal even better. First, you can use the $5 monthly coupon that you get from Pro membership at GameStop. We mentioned this membership a lot. It's basically $15, or sometimes there is a promo to be $10 for a year, and every month you get $5 monthly coupon, and you can use it on any game, on any item you want. So I feel it's totally worth it. Also, if you have Super Smash, Mario Kart, or Animal Crossing, GameStop will pay you $30 in store credit. And if you're a member, they give you $33 in store credit. And if you do pre-order Live Alive, which will be released soon, they can pay you up to $39 in store credit, which I feel is a really good deal. All you need to do is to pay $5 deposit toward any new release game, not any new one, specific one. In this case, I know Live Alive is one of them. So you can pay deposit $5 and then you get an extra 20% bonus trade in on any game that you trade in Super Smash, Mario Kart, and Animal Crossing. GameStop is paying the highest dollar for them. And also later, let's say you decided you don't want the game that you pre-order, you can withdraw your deposit later on. So it's not a big deal. Just take advantage of this deposit.
I'm still in a bit of a Lego mood, and the eShop is going to be able to help me out with Lego Marvel Superheroes at $5.99. And this deal is going on to the 25th of July, so keep an eye out. And pretty much what I've always said about Lego games, accessibility, and it just gives you the Marvel universe to play with, a lot of heroes to do. It's done more of an open world style this time, and with selective levels to jump at. So it allows you a little bit more freedom when it comes to what you do. And like I said, it's all about messing around in the world. And with Marvel being as big as ever, this is the way to do it. And despite there being a sequel, the first one is still worth getting. The amount of characters, and it's not just movies, it's the comics, and well, you can get some pretty obscure ones, and of course your favorites. And $5.99 is hard to pass up in the first place. So if you had even a passing interest, go for it if you have it. Would you look at that? We've reached that point of the video where if you've been enjoying what you've been seeing, or if you learned a little bit on how to save some extra money, feel free to drop a like, comment, and of course subscribe. We're always looking to build a community as big as possible, full of gamers who are willing to play the best games without breaking the bank to do it. And of course, we are branching out to our YouTube shorts as well as our Instagram to get you up to speed on those quick flash sales that can happen for just a day. But they're still great, so if you can jump on them to get access to even more savings while you're at it.
Also, whenever we reach 300 subscribers, we will be giving a lucky subscriber $10 Nintendo eShop store credit, so you can use on any game that you like. All you need to do is to be an active participant in our channel, whether you subscribe, comment, like, or follow us on social media. I will have a link in the description below. And without any further ado, let's continue with other deals. The first game I will talk about on Nintendo eShop is Pillars of Eternity Complete Edition for $12.49. This deal will end on July 22nd. This is an epic strategic combat RPG game that was originally released on PC and it got a lot of success, and finally I'm very happy to see it on console. The story of this game is strong, powerful, and sad at the same time. As you make your way through the game, you will have to read a beautifully written text in a box. This will actually add another perspective to the game and will make your decisions a lot harder later on, and each decision you make will have a huge impact on the story. The only downside about this game is the loading time will be very long, especially later on when the save will accumulate a lot of saving files on top of each other, but you'll forget about it when you really blend yourself in this massive world, and this game will take 70 hours to complete, so it's totally worth it at this price.
Got a bit of a combo deal for you. Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle is down to $9.99. We've seen this gone down before a lot, but most recently this is probably worth getting because you can play it for free for a limited time, I believe, on your Switch at the moment, but it's advertising that you can get it for $10. $9.99 is a great get for this game because while it has been low before, this is the first time it's been this price since the announcement of the sequel, which is on its way next year. And there's been a lot of information about it, the Sparks of Hope game. So there's a lot to do in this title. I'm currently in the middle of it. Actually, I will say this, it is difficult. This kind of XCOM style game in the style of Mario and Rabbids, while it is an interesting premise in the first place, it's actually fairly challenging and can push you to your limits in some cases if you're not a very strategic-minded person like myself. But this one has a very good way of kind of teaching you and making it very low stakes. You're not, sacrificing all kinds of stuff by losing. You can just try again. And while this is the first one, I don't know if it's going to really continue with the sequel, or if it's just going to kind of redo this again. But still, the comedy on its own is probably worth checking out. I know a lot of people are not a fan of the Rabbids, but I think they mixed well with the Mario universe, and you get to see a lot of clever ideas and some funny dialogue, which a lot of the Mario side games always wind up having. It's always just an interesting quirk with side games. They have like sillier writing than what your main title would be. And like I'll say 100 times, $10 is very low investment, and it's going to be like this until the 21st. And you can even get the season pass, which has the Donkey Kong expansion and stuff like that for just $5 too. So if you want to up it to 15, you get the complete set of Mario and Rabbids, and you get yourself ready and strategized and prepared enough for that sequel.
The next game I will talk about is Metal for almost $10. It's very famous because it has cinematic story with stealthy gameplay and beautifully pixelated art and catchy music. The game also has a lot of humor, and it's made by somebody who really admired Metal Gear that was released on the MSX back in the 90s. And at that time, the game got a lot of success, and here we have a more modern gameplay for it. Here you still have the ability to hide behind the boxes, you can throw a coin to distract the guard, or you can shoot at them directly. However, there is a catch. Every time you try to kill somebody, you have to come back later in the game to save them and give them first aid, which add a lot of spice to the gameplay. The voice acting is superb. The protagonist, for example, was played by Andrew Miller. The game is not for everybody though, because it's very unforgiving. One wrong step and you will die and have to replay the last 30 or 40 seconds of the last run that you did. $30 I think was too much for this game, but $10 is definitely a bargain, and definitely recommend getting it if you like Metal Gear. Thank you guys for watching. Also remember, if you got PS4, PS5 or Xbox Series S, Series X or Xbox One, we got you all covered. Check our playlist for those deals.
Yes, we greatly appreciate it. Have you had any interest in any of these games? Does any of them particularly call out to you? Do you have a spare $15 lying around? Hey, let us know. We're always interested in the comments below. And of course, thank you for sticking with us for as long as we've been around.
See you next week.
See you guys real soon.